Flash showtime with Triple G. Brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more. And all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff. We love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Jolly Geek, and of course, Andy Perpetual Comics. How are you, Andy? Are you well?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing a lot better than apparently you are. You feeling a little bit poorly, my friend?
Stressed and poorly. I think I have the COVID, but never mind. Yeah, and I've had a stressful day because my mother's broken her bloody elbow.
Oh my God! Listen, I've just recovered from COVID, so if we just stop kissing, then you don't get it.
I can't do that. I can't guarantee that, Andy. It's magnetism. I must apologise to the people on the screen and that have joined with tonight because we had a bit of the old gremlins in the backstage area before we went live. Jumped on as usual, ready to set go, and discovered on StreamYard that the show had vanished. Had disappeared from the scheduling system. So not a clue how that's happened. Never happened before. Sabotage, yeah. So I don't quite understand what went on there. So we've reset the stream up. So apologies if it vanished and it came back, or you might not have even noticed. Didn't know what happened. But never mind. Shall we see who we have got in the chat, Andy? Yep. We have got good old Chris Bell. Nice to see you, Chris. I've got something to show off from Chris later on. He's been sending us naked pictures again. It's lovely. We've got ABZ. Good to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Joshy Boy Toys. This man needs speaking to, Andy. He's a naughty boy. He's a naughty. I'm saying boy. I've got no idea how old you are, Joshy. I'm going to guess 18, 19. Joshy has tempted me, and you know my legendary ability to resist spend money on tat, Andy. He's tempted me to buy some knockoff Chinese toys. So I've bought 4, can't remember, action figures from AliExpress, which...
Do you know what, Peter? You'll do anything for content, won't you?
Hashtag content.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hey, that was for my own personal.
I wasn't sure if I was back on with Sonic the Hedgehog with that top on.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah. So I've bought CT Toys, Daredevil, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and a few others, I think. So I'll be looking forward to seeing them. The reason I've got them, Andy, is because Joshy's got a superb toy action figure channel, and he's bought this Daredevil figure recently, and it looks spot on. So looking forward to getting those and having a little.
I'm assuming he's about 18 or 19 because it would be Joshy Man Toys if he was like your age.
Yes, yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah. We've got Fuzzy Dunlop. Andy, you're of the same clan as Fuzzy. Can you read that? What's that?
What is that? Clan Sexy?
Is that, yeah, well, it's Scottish. Is that Scottish?
How dare you? Why? Sweet arts?
Oh, no, it's not. I apologise, Fuzzy. I apologise. He's not being Scottish. I think he's being London. All right, sweethearts. Is that what he's saying? All right, sweetheart. He's doing a bit of a Boise from Marlene.
Where's Charlie when we need him to?
Yeah, we need Charlie to interpret that and explain what that means for it. Yeah, I think he's doing a
South London, isn't it?
South London, and that's you. I know you. I've met you before. Yeah, we've got Samurai. Nice to see you, Samurai. Good afternoon, sir. I hope you're doing well. Aussie AC is in the house. Nice to see you, Aussie AC. And we've got Connie Bonjour. Lovely to see you, Connie. Looking forward to catching you at Thought Bubble in a few weeks' time. James pressing buttons again. Fuzzy, I wouldn't possibly
normally my buttons, to be fair.
All I would say is there are only 3 people who have access to my StreamYard and can delete streams. One of them's me, one of them's James Keegan, and one of them's Efren, Passpoint Comics. I didn't delete it, so I'm not sure what's going on there. We've got Ash. Nice to see you, Ash. Chris, the naked picture is fold out A3, obviously. obviously. And yes, it is scratch and sniff.
Not
Oh,
not only fold out A3, but cardstock.
cardstock. Yeah,
Cardstock. Yeah.
thick, stiff. We've got Chris. Nice to see you, Chris. Thank you so much for joining, my friend. Chris, we're going to be talking about some good book. Well, we're going to be talking about some books today, and I know you are a bit of a connoisseur, so I hope you've got your views are ready. Ladies and gents, we're going to get into this. The Crow. Yeah, I think we may have a falling out. But we're going to talk about The Crow, a book that everybody tells me is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, we'll give it a go.
Peter, to fall out, one has to fall in.
That is very true. That is very true. Hashtag friends. We've got Super Sorrel. Good to see you, pal. Hope you're doing well. Funding terrorism now, are we? Lovely, Pete. How am I funding terrorism? What have I done to fund? Oh, I see. AliExpress. AliExpress. Is that funding terrorism?
Wow.
Smash the like, people. Thank you very much, Sorrel. Yes, please do. Hit that like button. Correct. 19. See? I'm good. I guessed age. I guessed that age purely by his hands. And his tattoos on his hands. Any hand, show us a hand, I'll give you the age. Straight off the belt.
Right,
It's a skill.
hold on.
It's a skill.
Hold on, I'll do this one.
That's at least a 70, 72, something like that.
Stone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd love to see Pete do the Sonic the Hedgehog, Batman, Superman figures. Wow. Yeah. There, got you. Southland, innit? Knew it.
yeah.
Knew it. That's Fuzzy's Geordie accent. Chris is still talking about the splash foil. It's certainly splashed, Chris. It's certainly got a splash. You made the mistake of reading the book and not just watching the film. Okay. Oh, wow. Jeremy Beadle would be tough to get the age from that. Anyway, listen, guys, can we just thank you so much for jumping on tonight? I am well aware that there are lots of streams going on around the same time. Sorrel, I just wanted to add as well, mate, just a big thank you. I noticed that initially you'd scheduled a stream for 8 o'clock, I think, and then you've moved it an hour early. Really do appreciate that, pal. That's very good of you, so thank you for that. But we are aware there are other streams going on, but this is where it's happening. You don't want to be watching that other stuff. You want to be listening to me and Andy talking comic books. Comic books.
I reckon Sorrow should have just went the same time as us, because I think, it would have been a good fight against the two of us, 100 and odd thousand subscribers too.
I think Sorrow would have come out on top.
Just the way you like it, Peter.
Just the way I like. Oh, you dirty, dirty boy. Let's get started, chaps. We've got lots to get through tonight. Wanted to mention, we are still pushing ahead with our charity auction night. We don't have a date firm yet, but we are looking in December. I will start getting my act together and putting some comms out about that. The Just Given page is set up. You can donate to that. That target there, sorry, that image is incorrect. That's from when we set it up. We have had a couple of donations already, so thank you massively to those that have donated. We've also had a number of people reach out and send with things. So good old Slab Crusaders are going to send with some superb Transformers books, and a very, very kind individual sent us a load of slabs. So that was great. So we've got a lot of stuff already, so looking forward to that. But we'll get this sorted, Andrew. Andrew, can you use your Sunday name?
Whoa,
Andrew.
Police there.
Yes, Andrew. Yeah, we will get it sorted for December. And I know December's a tough time for Christmas and stuff like that. But you know what? If we raise a couple of £100, we're happy. We just want to get some money in to young minds before.
Sure. Once we give away those AliExpress toys that you bought, we should make a few quid. I just wanted to add another book to the pile that I'm going to be giving away. So this is
Sexy
X-Men.
Xy.
Yeah, X-Men 248. So this is the first published artwork on X-Men by the great Jim Lee. And this is in good nick, this one. So I've added that to the pile, and I think there's about 6 or 7 books now so far. And I'll just keep adding until we eventually do the charity show. Anybody that donates a £5 or more will go into a spinny wheel thing, and we'll work it out. Anybody that's not UK, Peter's going to pay the postage. Isn't that right, Peter?
Absolutely. That's a cracking book, but Jim Lee art's just absolutely stunning.
That's what we've got so far. So.
Yeah. I think I've got something to add to that as well, Andy. But yeah, that's an absolute beauty. I love that. Yeah. I love that. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. This is the part of the show where me and Andy have picked some characters to form an interesting team. We missed our last show. Can't remember why. I think you were poorly.
COVID's.
Yeah. So we picked these. Well, I picked mine ages ago. I have to admit, I've kind of forgotten who they were. But this month we're starting with the letter F.
Correct. And to be fair, I've seen your team and it is pretty forgettable, if I'm honest, Peter. I think my team might be the greatest team ever formed with the letter F.
I've seen your team, Andy. I've seen your team, and I think you might be right. Disappointing.
It's
you might be right.
phenomenal. That's
That's a P. That's a P. It was a good try. It was a good try. Okay, ladies and gents. So 4 characters from TV, comics, movies, whatever you want, starting with the letter F to form an interesting team. Hasn't got to be the most powerful team, just a team that you would like to read about. And we're going to start off with Andy. Please put your teams in the chat. I say there, boy. That was my fault. I say there, boy. So who've we got? Who've we got?
I was going to say that's a weird Geordie Frankenstein that you just did. So, guys, first of all, visually, what a team! Can you imagine meeting these guys in the pub? That would be amazing. I think I have met a few of those in Glasgow, to be honest. Frankenstein, the original monster with a heart. Misunderstood but hugely powerful, an icon, if you will. First appearance is Prize Comics issue number 7 from 1940. Love Frankenstein. I love every iteration of Frankenstein, and I love to see, whenever I'm getting commissions done, I would ask to get a Frankenstein done because I'm really interested to see how different people draw him.
Yeah.
So he was a surefire pick for me. I know you're a fan of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Love a bit of. Well, I mean, let's just get it correct. That's not Frankenstein, is it?
Oh God,
you've made terrible faux pas. That's Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein obviously is the doctor, isn't he? The man who creates Frankenstein.
Mate, it starts with an F, all right? All right, just chill and relax.
Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Frankenstein's monster. I think he's a very cool character. Love the original movies. Excited. We've got 2 Frankensteins this year. I don't know or next year probably. Can't remember one's end this year. Don't know if you've seen, but we've got The Bride starring Christian Bale, which looks really interesting coming out, and we've got Del Toro's Frankenstein, which just looks incredible, which is a classic retelling. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing those movies. But yeah, big fan of Frankenstein. Just before you carry on with Foghorn,
I'll say it.
See what I did there? That was good there. Just Andrew. Welcome, Andrew's mum. Thank you so much for joining. You've got a canny son. Andrew's always very pleasant and very supportive. So
hi, Mrs. Duncan.
You've done a good job there, Mrs. Duncan. Thank you so much. This team was not my bingo card. It's on Eric. Surely they're the characters that come to everybody's lips. Okay, then we've got now Foghorn Leghorn. I say Foghorn Leghorn. Is he still a thing, or is he cancelled?
He's always a thing in my heart. I think he might have been cancelled on numerous occasions. To be fair, I don't think he's what we call PC these days. Yeah. But I do remember him as a kid, and he was one of my favourite Looney Tunes characters. Now, I had to do a little bit of digging in this because I didn't actually know when his first appearance was in comics, but apparently it was Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies comics number 102 from Dell Comics, going back to 1950. So Google was my friend. But yeah, the loudmouth Southern Rooster is one of the most quotable Looney Tunes characters, and that famous saying, I say, I just love it. So yeah, he was a surefire member of my super duper team.
Yeah. I love Foghorn. I do. Great character. Like I say, I haven't seen. Did they even make modern cartoons with that character anymore? I can't say I've seen them for years.
No. I think anybody who doesn't know who Foghorn Leghorn is go do a quick Google or a YouTube search. It is absolutely fantastic. I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, or a rooster hole, as it were, when I was making this team. So yeah, it was. I love him. I think he's great. And to be fair, he's closely matched by my next choice, which is obviously Fred Flintstone, double Fs, if you will.
Double Fs.
Fred Flintstone's first appearance was in the Flintstones issue #1, again from Dell Comics. So anybody that's looking for those sort of old school Looney Tunes characters or memorable characters, nostalgia, Dell Comics is the way to go. 60s, 70s. There's a lot of first appearances in there. I think his first appearance was back in 1961, and this is who I aspire to be still, is Fred Flintstone. The everyday caveman. What more can you ask for? Old school Americana at its best. And again, if you've not watched any Flintstones cartoons, God, you're missing out. Cartoon Cavalcade back in the day when I was at school and stuff like that. That's what I used to sit and watch every Saturday morning, and Flintstones was one of the best.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the Flintstones, but I have to say that I thought the live action movies were great as well.
Yeah, really. It was your guy from Roseanne, am I right?
Yeah, Goodman, and John Goodman, and
yeah, that's right.
Oh man, the guy from Ghostbusters. He's going to be in Spaceballs. I've forgotten what his name is.
Someone in the chat. Come on, first person in the chat gets a book.
Come on.
Google.
He's in Spaceballs. Can't remember. Halle Berry was in the second one, I think, wasn't she?
Yeah, it was a great movie. My next character, probably
Rick Moranis. Thank you.
Rick Moranis. That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Fuzzy gets a book of some sort, and a kiss and a cuddle. One of the most recognisable horror characters, I think it's fair to say, is Freddy Krueger. First appearance in comics was in The Nightmare on Elm Street from Marvel, 1989. He's one of probably horror's greatest villains, would you say? I mean, I would consider you a bit of an expert, Peter. You yourself and obviously James do one good scare. Shout out.
I think he's a great character. I think Robert Englund, who plays him, is just phenomenal. Love me a bit of Freddy. I love that jumper. Yeah. No, he's a great character. I'd love to meet Robert Englund in real life. Great films. Are you a fan of the franchise, the movies?
Oh yeah. I haven't watched them in a long while. My dad loved a lot of horror movies, so me and him that would be our thing. We would pick a horror movie and watch it and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time. But whenever I'm watching one good scare, which isn't very often to be fair, but I do enjoy it when you're doing a little bit of Freddy Krueger talk.
Yeah, some great characters. Okay, let's just have a quick look in the chat before we move on to mine. We have got ABZ, Franklin Richards, Frankenstein, Franklin Roosevelt. Okay, Frank Bruno. That's a good call.
Nice.
I didn't think Frank Roosevelt. With a fuzzy Dunlop accent. All right. Yeah, I used to love him. Is he still alive, Frank Bruno?
Yeah.
Is he? Can't get past the idea of a Frank Castle and Father Christmas. That would be pretty cool. I like that.
Father Christmas. I never thought of Father Christmas. That's a great shout, actually, for the team.
Yeah. Fred Jones from Scooby-Doo. Yep. Frank Castle. Lots of Frank Castle love. Falcon and Flynn Rider from Rapunzel. That's very cool. I like Flynn. Fuzzy, Frank Castle again. Franken Castle. That was a cool character. Did you see much of that? Did you read much of that?
Franken Castle? No.
Great series where basically Dakin, Wolverine's son, is kind of employed by what you call him? Who's Green Goblins? Norman Osborn, to kill Frank Castle, and he literally slices him into pieces. He then gets carted off to Monster Island and stitched back together and turned into kind of a Frankenstein version of Frank Castle.
Oh, brilliant!
Mental series of books, just crazy series of books. But yeah, very very cool Frankencastle. Good old Fing Fang Foom and Flex Mantello. I don't think I've read any Flex Mantello. Yeah.
Triple F.
Fing Fang Foom. Yeah, you get
Wow.
all the points.
Fair
All
play,
points.
Fuzzy.
Sorrel, Fing Fang Foom, Franklin Richards, Frank Castle, and Ferrell from X-Force. Nice. Viva Rock Vegas was an awful movie. Which one's that then? Is that the second one? I just kind of remember the Halle Berry one, where
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. Phantom X, what's a good one? Flash, and I'm out of Fs. He didn't get very far there, Chris, too. The Thing. Okay. The Incredible Hulk. Fapped in America and Fanda Faximov.
Hey,
All
listen,
very, very
Fapped in
good.
America. I think I've seen that movie.
Yeah, so have I, definitely. Yeah. It's disappointing nobody said Fantastic Four. Could have had them all for one pick. So, my picks, I've gone Flash, obviously one of my favourite DC characters. I've gone for Wally West. That's his variation of the costume. Just one of my favourite speedsters. Absolutely loved his run, literally, pun, by Mark Waid back in the day. And then Jeff Jones's work on him was superb. I was devastated when they brought Barry Allen back. I thought Wally should have stayed the Flash. So yeah, good old Flash, one of my favourites. Then I've gone for Franklin Richards. That's the grown-up version of Franklin. Really interesting character. Stupidly impossible kind of power set. Powers of a god, really. Ability to rewrite reality and all this kind of stuff. There's a great story. I don't know if you've read it, Andy, but there's a great storyline set in the future where he's like all powerful, and Galactus is his herald. So he's sending Galactus off to do his bidding and stuff. Just a great character. There's so much you could do with him. We've then got the DC Universe version of Frankenstein, and I think he's actually just called Frankenstein. It's not the monster, I think he's literally Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Really cool character. Recently appeared in the Creature Commandos series, cartoon series. I wasn't as taken by him in that, to be fair.
Is that the run where Lady Frankenstein gets her
Yeah,
first
she's in that as well, yeah. Voiced by David Harbour. But just a really cool character. And then a one that's getting a new series, just recently announced, is Firestorm. Again, a character that I remember reading back in the day. They've had a few different iterations of him over the years. But this is the original. The original Raymond, I think he's called, or Ronnie, who gets melded with his kind of university professor, who's a uber kind of intelligent guy. And it's interesting, the kind of the dynamic of the two minds in one body kind of thing. Are you familiar with Firestorm? Have you read much Firestorm?
Do you know what? I do have. I think I have his first appearance in the collection, but it's always been a character I thought would do really well on the big screen.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a good one for maybe James Gunn to pick out and do.
So they've had him in some of the CW series. Excuse me. He was in The Flash, I think, at first. Then he joined Legion of. What was the one? Thingies of Tomorrow, Heroes of Tomorrow, or something like that. I can't remember what the name of the series was.
And did it work? Did it come
No,
across
they didn't do this version of him really. They did another version. You did get Deathstorm, I think, at one point, which is the kind of the dead resurrected version of Firestorm, which was pretty cool. Legends of Tomorrow. Thank you, Fuzzy. Legends of Tomorrow. Fuzzy's on point tonight. My brain's
It really
not
is. That his Google skills are off the chain. I'm telling you. One question: Why is the Flash got one leg?
It was a boating accident, unfortunately, in that particular incident. How dare you? How dare? Well, the other legs,
not see it though.
the other legs just gently tucked behind. Do you know what I mean?
Gently. Where is he tucking it though?
His other leg's missing, but that's actually not his. That's his middle leg you're looking at. That's
not his middle leg.
Anyway, moving on. So there you go. That's characters beginning with F. G next time. Galactus
Triple
calling it.
G.
Oh, could just have me, yeah. Four images of me, yeah.
I saw it in all your other characters.
I wish I hadn't said that out loud because I could have done that.
You could have done it. That just won the internet.
Right, okie dokie, guys. Let's crack on to some comic book reviews. Now, we've got a fair few to talk about tonight. This week has been, I think, a particularly good week for comics. Now, I would mention there was a book we've talked about before that we've not talked about this time called Skin Breakers.
Skin Breakers, yeah.
Skin Breakers.
Yeah.
We decided. Apologies, Sorrel. It's Andy. He's terrible. There's nothing wrong with people with one leg. Sorrel. So we haven't talked about that one because actually we didn't put that on the pull list. But before we get to the pull list, we have got The Crow. So this beast of a book here. This is written by James O'Barr. It's kind of it's kind of regarded as one of those classic books that you've got to read, bit like Watchmen and things like that. A whole host of films, excuse me, a whole host of. I'm sorry.
I've just seen pauses there.
Jesus. A whole host of movies about this. Some good, some not so good. I had never read this. Everyone tells us it's amazing and all the rest of it. I'd never read this, so I went into this blind. But Andy, going to come to you first. What did you think of The Crow?
Okay, I thought it was fantastic. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think it's probably one of the most sort of influential gothic graphic novels that's out there. It certainly is in the top lists of lots and lots of people. For me, it was really dark. It was emotional, and this was definitely a real deeply personal story that James O'Barr was writing here. I think, having obviously watched the movie and then read the book, a lot of people say, "Oh, the book's much better than the movie." Um, I I think they're both on par. I thought I really enjoyed both of them. I would say that you have to really take your time with this book. That I guess one of the benefits I had is I read this first and then read all the books, the modern books.
Yeah.
I think if you've sat for an evening and read loads of modern books and then jump into this, and this is a book you need to take your time and you need to consume not only the panels, but you need to really think about some of the writing. It's not you can't skim read this book. I don't know if that's something that you found, Peter, or did you find yourself skimming?
No, I don't think you can skim this. Well, yeah, we'll get to my thoughts in a second. So overall, you think it's a winner?
I think it's a winner. So I guess the sort of synopsis, you've got Eric and his fiancée Shelley, and you find them that they've been attacked by like this gang of thugs. It's sort of set in Detroit as well. She's effectively murdered, and it's really brutal. And I don't think the comic sort of holds back when it shows that brutality. And what you do is you get flashbacks of not only what happened when she was murdered, but you also get flashbacks of better times whenever they're together. And this sort of, throughout the book, this mysterious sort of crow sort of guides Eric, and it sort of represents a bit of like I don't know if you'd agree, like a bit of a spirit of some sort. It's like a symbol. So not only is the crow a symbol, but Eric is a sort of symbol of vengeance, and this is sort of what this book is about. It's like him almost redeeming himself to allow him to get to the point where he goes and seeks revenge on all the people who were involved in Shelley's murder. And then once that's done, the crow kind of says, okay, now you can be at peace and you can go and you can die and be with Shelley in the afterlife. I just thought it was a beautiful story. It's a story you definitely need to take your time. And I think I would benefit from watching the movie now, because I think they complement each other really, really well. So yeah, for me, it was an absolute winner, and I'm really glad I got the opportunity to read it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Lots of people in the chat, excuse me, saying that they enjoy this book. The Crow is superb. Sorrel, The Crow is a great book. Fuzzy, I remember loving The Crow when I first read it. However, I haven't revisited since. I've always been worried it didn't live up to my memories. We've got Wayne, nice to see you, Wayne, and Batman. I feel The Crow movie soundtrack album was the first soundtrack album that was worth buying, started the trend of cool soundtracks. That is very true. The personal tragedy of the writer is prevalent. Okay, I wasn't really aware of all that, to be honest. Yeah. Chris Bell, this has been set up nicely for Peter, just not being bright enough to appreciate it. Bang on, Chris. Bang on. So I wanted to love this, but I didn't. Just have to be honest. I've seen the original Brandon Lee film, and I've seen a few of the other subsequent films. Loved the movie. I'm sure I didn't get it from this book, but I'm sure in one of the movies there's the introduction that the crow is what's kind of powering him, and I think they capture the crow or something, or hurt the crow, and he loses his abilities or something. I can't remember. I I found this really hard work. In fact, I almost gave up. I think I messaged you,
You
didn't
did,
I,
yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
I got to the end of chapter 1 and I thought, I'm not sure I want to push on with this. But I did. I persevered and I read the entire book. First thing I would say, and I'm going to get shot down in flames, I know I am, by lots of people, artwork. There were elements of the artwork in this I absolutely loved. There are some painted pages which are just beautiful, absolutely stunning. The general kind of comic book pages I didn't like at all. I thought was awful artwork. Couldn't get my head around it. It just wasn't my kind of art. And then as Chris has said, there's a lot in this which is kind of philosophical spouting, where he's talking.
It's almost like it's a set of memoirs. It's like
Yeah.
him trying to get his tragedy onto a page, whether that be through the art or through some of the writing in it. And there's a lot of metaphors within the book that he's tried. I think he's tried to sort of represent things in his life, different stages of grief, almost to a certain extent.
Yeah, and there was a lot of stuff where there was like big long speeches or paragraphs that were very wordy, and I kind of got to the end, and it goes back to Chris's point where I was kind of thinking, I'm not really sure what that's all about. I just wasn't switched on enough with it, I guess. I'm going to be really honest as well, and anybody that's watched this channel for a while knows that I am an open book. Because of stuff that's happened in my family, I found the stuff about self-harm and things really hard to read. Now, I don't know about James O'Barr's background and all the rest of it, so that's no doubt where that's coming from. But I did find that a bit of a struggle to read. I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it as much as I wanted to love it. So when we read Watchmen, I absolutely adored that, and that is wordy and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
This just didn't grab us in the same way. Whereas the film, Brandon Lee film in particular, I really, really enjoyed. So I don't know. It didn't work as well for me, but I am pleased I've read it. I'm pleased I can say I've read it. Do you know what I mean? And I may go back at some point and reread it and just give it another go. Perhaps it was just too heavy for one initial reading,
And you read the same edition as I done, so that's a special edition. As far as I understand, what he's done is he's went back and he's filled in the gaps of some of the story as well. So the little bits in between the different chapters is bits that have been added on. I don't necessarily know if they added anything to the overall story. So I just sort of took my review based on like the core 4 chapters. Question for you though, Peter, like how did you consume it? Was it all in one go? Was it over a period of time, or how
2 days? I read it over
2 days.
2
Okay,
days. Yeah.
Because I found what I did is I read a chapter of it each evening, and it almost gave me that opportunity to try and, because there is a lot of writing and a lot of metaphors and a lot of sort of imagery and stuff like that, to try and almost digest it a little bit and think about it. I guess you've just got to be in the mood and want to actually digest some of that stuff. And obviously, as you say, because it had personal impacts as well on you, that maybe that's something that put you off, taking it in and trying to understand it,
It's interesting you're saying that there's bits added into this that weren't in the original text, because there were periods in this where I kind of got a bit confused and lost off with where we were. And then also, unfortunately, part of the fact that I've seen so many Crow films, that comes into your head as well, and you start confusing the plots. So, for example, the little girl that he befriends, I didn't really get much of a connection in this book. He kind of sees her outside the building, then he gives her the necklace, and then the next time he sees her, she's like, oh, I love you, and they're like that. That seemed like a quick jump, whereas in the films, I know that they develop a relationship and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just show, in terms of the art, absolutely love that. That style of artwork is just absolutely beautiful. But to jump from kind of that to where's some of the other?
There was some of the imagery that was
stuff
about the horses, when it was like the horses that were bolting and things like that, and there was a lot of metaphors, a lot of deep sort of psychological thoughts going into this book. It was like reading like a diary, a personal diary of James O'Barr to a certain extent. And there was some stuff that I didn't get, but over like 90% of it, I was like, you know what, that this kind of makes sense, and I could connect the dots. But overall, I just thought it was a decent read, and I don't think it tainted my enjoyment of the movie. And I think I will definitely go back to watch the movie again, because I think it complements it.
I wouldn't read the new movie. Watch the new movie. The new movie's horrific. Apparently, I haven't seen it yet. I guess I'm slightly the opposite, Andy. I've got fond memories of the original Crow movie. I went back and rewatched it not too long ago, actually. And it's still a good film. I prefer that to the book, but I think this is a one. Oh, nearly put me eye out. I think this is a one where I probably want to go back and reread it 6 months' time and give it another go and see if I can absorb it. Let's see what the guys in the chat. Well, interestingly, just to add, lots of people talk about this book and say how amazing it is. I do wonder how many of them have actually read it and are just basing that on the films as well. I put a poll up on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram channel, just saying we're talking about the book tonight. How many of you have read it? What did you think of it? I had 68 people view that. One person, Kev Wells, replied and said, yeah, I loved it. So 67 people hadn't read it, who are comic book type people, or hadn't commented, which just made us think, I wonder if it is a book that's read these days. Do you know what I mean? Or if people just know that it's a good story.
Or is it one of those cool books that you're meant to read because of the success and love of the movie? It's like, oh yeah, you have to read that. It's a classic. You know, I thought it was a classic. I thought it was great. It was definitely, it wouldn't be in my like top 10 books or anything like that, but it's one of those ones, as you say. I'm glad I've read it. And yeah, just one of those ones, I think.
It absolutely, I would imagine, appeals to a certain group of people. I know Sorrel's in the chat and he's mentioned it before. Certainly goths, emos, that kind of stuff. This is like their Bible in terms of comic book, you know, because it is very
it's dark
grunge,
and moody
and all the rest of it, you know. So overall, pleased I read it. I will go back and reread it and just see what I think. Let's see what the chat say. Sorry,
Peter, I thought this would have been right up your street, you being a real moody person.
I am moody, yeah. I also like to wear leather on a weekend. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I've read some of the miniseries more recently, though, and I've really quite enjoyed them as much. The personal tragedy of the writer is prevalent.
Yeah.
Was the Tarantino one from Dan? Oh, sorry, he's chatting with Dan. He wrote the book while in grief for his fiancée being killed by drunk drivers. Oh, okay, got you, Phil. That's interesting. I guess the other thing I would say about this book is, and again, not being PC and all that kind of stuff, so don't come at us for that, but there is some challenging terminology in this book that has moved on with times. But the stuff, I mean, you referenced the death of his wife there. She doesn't just get murdered, she gets sexually assaulted, which is quite hard to read and to see on the page, you know.
Yeah, they definitely don't hold back when it comes to the imagery or explaining in detail, you know, some of those things. And you know, that I guess, you know, you just the pain, you could sense the pain, obviously, that James O'Barr was going through when he was writing this.
A couple of people in the chat saying he lost his wife when that kind of led to the book, I guess. I recommend reading it in a few months' time, maybe. Yeah, Fuzzy, I think that's what I'm going to do, mate. I'll give it another shot. I remember reading this years ago, and I didn't much like it. It was a bit predictable and repetitive, and the art didn't do it for me. I watched and read so many revenge stories, though, that the only one really originally ones captured it. Yeah, and I think this might be my problem, Chris. I think maybe if I hadn't seen the films, I might have gotten more invested in this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Your expectations are probably set by the movie as well. As you've heard that it's a classic and everybody likes it, it's almost like I want to really enjoy this.
Yeah. Sorrel, I went through the Crow when I was in my angsty gothic teenage years and still own the same book to this day. Yeah. I've never read or seen the original Crow movies. It's only seen the 2024 one. Is that the most recent one, Joshy? Because it got slated. I've never seen it yet.
Must be, I think.
Yeah. The original's really interesting to watch. It's got some dodgy special effects these days, because Brandon Lee died while they were making it, so they had to kind of reshoot and impose characters and things in and use some random footage to beef the story out. But it's worth a watch. It is worth a watch. The art is definitely on par with most indie books from the 90s. Yes, Dan, you're absolutely right. I agree with that.
And that's a fair point, because I think I quite enjoyed the artwork because it was quite akin to early 2000 AD for me. You know, it's that sort of rough and ready dark look, you know, the black and whites and stuff like that. So maybe that's why I probably appreciate it a little bit more, just because I love my 2000 AD. So
I'll tell you what I got. Some of these pages with like the gangs and stuff like that, the black and white kind of, and the strange facial expressions and things.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Absolutely, that's exactly
Is that what you were
I was
going to
say. Yeah, I got. So I went back relatively recently and tried to read some of the original Mirage Turtle books. Couldn't get away with it. It's just not my style, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The new film is total shite. Avoid. Yeah, I kept away from it. Yeah, I kept away from it, Chris. But I feel I should watch it just to experience the shite. Do you know what I mean?
No, you should watch it and then read the book again.
Yeah. The modern Crow books are awful. This was one of the first comics I read. I quite liked it, but it's been like 5 years since I've read it. I quite like the new Crow, to be totally honest. Okay, I might give it a go, Joshy. I've heard there's some good action sequences in it. The Crow Flesh and Blood is one of the sequel books with the female Crow, and she's awesome. Kev picked it for book club I used to do. That's where I first read it. I've read it a couple of times since then. It's brilliant. I'd be over the moon if 68 people viewed my IG.
I'm just annoyed it wasn't 69, to be honest.
Yeah, that would have been better, yeah. Did he write anything else of note? I don't know, Fuzzy. I don't know.
Actually. I'm going to guess not, because it's not a writer that I recognise.
No, me neither. Someone Google for guys. What did he do? What did James O'Barr do after the Crow? Because I don't think he's involved with the subsequent kind of the female Crow. I might be wrong. I don't know. We'll pay good money to see Peter's Crow cosplay. What a bubble! I could do, couldn't I? I could do. Yeah. Okay. So I guess, I guess moving on then, ladies and gents. What me and Andy are saying is it's an interesting book. It is a book that I think you should read just to see if it works for you. We've talked a lot, haven't we, about art and writing is subjective. What I love, some people might not, and vice versa. So I would always give something a go, and I recommend you give The Crow a go just to see if it's your...
Definitely. Jump to the next slide. That's got some of the artwork out.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. I find the artwork so strange. Is it all by the same artist then?
Yeah.
I find that so strange that you've got such beautiful imagery, and then like Dan says, early kind of indie book imagery, and I don't know.
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's just that it's my sort of artwork. I do enjoy it. I can't imagine reading that book again with almost modern, clean artwork. It's almost like you need that sort of grungy sort of look to it.
Yeah, for the story, I guess it's fitting, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so as we were talking about, just before we do, I've not read it. I'm unlikely to be honest. I'm just not overly interested. That's fair, Chris. Absolutely fair, mate. So yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we've got a fair few books on our pull list. Beneath the Trees, Still Living, Exquisite Corpses, No Man's Land, Escape, Everything Dead and Dying. This week, Andy, was a bit of a cracker for books. We've had a fair few really cool comics this week, I think.
It definitely was. And considering we missed the last show, we had sort of a couple of weeks backlog as well. So I think we did consider reviewing DCKO. Skin Breakers was another one that we'd mentioned, but I think we didn't put that in the pool list. But I think for this week we went for Exquisite Corpses issue 5 and 6, so we sort of doubled up. No Man's Land issue 2, Escape issue 3, and Everything Dead and Dying issue number 2. So it was a quality week, and we could have read a lot more, but again, it's a 2-hour show.
Exactly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 17 people watching. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. Please do hit that like and subscribe and thumbs up. We're going to kick off Okay. Exquisite Corpses. We've read issue 5 and issue 6. Do you want to start, Andy, or do you want me to?
No, I'll start if you wish. So yeah, I mean, we've been sort of on the fence in this one a little bit, whether we're going to keep it or not. And uh, I think I've came to my decision on whether we should continue with this one or not. Issue number 5. You've got it's all the premise about the two assassins. So you've got Lady Blaze and you've got Slater, and they were kind of at each other's throats trying to kill each other. Now in this particular issue, they sort of start some sort of romance, or what we think is a romance together. And the sort of it all centers around this sort of almost like a disco. Is that a discotheque, if you will?
Disco Boogaloo, yeah. It was like a discotheque.
Yeah. So this massive big party, it's like a Halloween type party, and they attend this, and effectively at the end, are we giving spoilers in this? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's hundreds of people at this party, and you think these two are going to absolutely run amok and kill everybody here. But what you find is that Lady Blaze pulls a fast one on Slater and pushes him over the balcony, and that's basically her revenge on him. So it goes from romance to basically her killing Slater. It still jumps back and forward quite a bit into other elements of the story, and that's my one big gripe about this book, is that it seems to be a lot of the same. So, it's for every issue, it's just focusing on different characters going up against each other. It's like the indie DC KO. That's how I sort of liked it a little bit. For me, issue number 5, there was just too many characters, too many moving parts, and it's effectively battle royale of killers versus the townspeople. That's pretty much it summed up for me. Issue number 6 for me was more of the same. It kind of shifted its focus to Gamer Kid, and he kills people by using this sort of drone. This issue was a wee bit more focused for me, and I thought some of the imagery and the artwork was really cool in this issue. Enjoyed the images of that sort of Halloween theme. There was like the use of like dark, deep oranges, had that sort of autumnal feel to some of the panels, and I enjoyed that. But what I didn't quite understand is that he was killing people with a drone, but wouldn't the people have heard the drone, or was it a silent drone?
Silencer, I think. I think it was had a silencer.
Like a big, massive silent drone shooting people. Things just didn't add up for me. But again, it was more of the same. And I think after 6 issues, I don't think I can give this one the benefit of the doubt anymore. I'm not really interested to see what happens in this. And for me, I would happily remove this from the Rusty Pool list, if I'm honest. But I'm interested to see what you think, Peter. What did you think of 5 and 6?
So, issue 5 frustrated the hell out of us. So it was the same as the previous two. Let's be honest. Each issue's got a very formulaic plot. You start off, you're introduced to a few characters, have a bit of a Bonnies, a few deaths, blah, blah, blah. Issue 5, though, wound us up because I remember we talked about the issue before, about how this body parts just fly off for no reason. Yeah. And this spider bloke seems to just be weaving webs or whatever all over the place. And there was a bit where someone's hand disappeared or whatever. I think someone's head gets chopped off for no reason. This issue had exactly the same thing. So you're absolutely right. The Blaze character pushes him over the edge. But all of a sudden, there's like the wires everywhere and he gets sliced into little pieces. And it's like, when did that happen? When did that happen? I never saw that happen. When did he?
And those wires are luminous green. Like, it's not as if they're invisible wires.
So it was like, I thought, oh, this is just feeling, and I know it's a comic and I know you've got to suspend belief, but it doesn't flow for me. Do you know what I mean? Things just happening. So issue 5, I thought, nah, I think I'm out. I'm done. Issue 6, I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought this was much better, and I enjoyed it because I liked the kind of the idea behind the kid with the drone, which was interesting, I guess, slightly different. But what interested us more was when he flips it onto night vision mode and he gives it to the kid sat next to him. And you've got the kid playing the game, bumping off people, killing them, and not really knowing what's happening. I thought that was quite interesting. So it did interest us again, if I'm honest. That said, excuse me. That said, I think we've got to be we can't read every book. And I think we've got to be quite focused with what we're classing the pull list. And ladies and gents, just so you're aware, just because we take it off the rusty pull list doesn't mean we might not be reading it. Do you know what I mean? It just means it's not a book we necessarily want to talk about in great depth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you look at the rest of the books on this pull list, and you look at some of the books we're about to talk about, Exquisite Corpses comes nowhere near the quality of the stories. So I would be, because we always said we wouldn't do more than 6 on the pull list at any time, I would rather jettison Exquisite Corpses, and I'll probably finish the story in trade paperback a few months down the line, and look for another book of the same quality as Escape or Everything Dead and Dying to add to the pull list.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm definitely in agreement on that, because I think, as you say, given the other books that we're currently reading at the minute, and obviously we'll give an overview of the next issue, I think it's definitely last on the list. And it's almost like, I think if this wasn't on our pull list, I probably wouldn't be bothering reading it, if I'm honest, because it's just more of the same.
I wouldn't be reading it monthly. I'd probably pick up a trade paperback somewhere down the line. It's not. Initially, the idea was. I find this a lot with Tinian. The idea is great, and then it starts strong, and then you just kind of get Fuzzy Bennett. I'm buying out of routine more than anything. It's not bad. I'm just reading better. I think absolutely Fuzzy.
100%.
Absolutely, I'm with you. Patrick Hovar, excuse me, variant for issue 6. We'll have to check that out. We've got C4 Darkmane. Oi, oi. Nice to see you, pal. Hope you're well. I've given up on Exquisite Corpses, to be fair. Got bored as hell after book 4. Yeah, it's an interesting concept, but as with a lot of Tinian books, again, if I look at most of his work, really, interesting concept stretched so thin,
style
so long.
over substance. I think the execution probably just isn't up there with the actual theme and idea.
Agreed. LN, nice to see you, pal. Hope you're well. And you, Kev, hope you're doing well, mate. Tinian has such great concepts, but the lack in the... Yeah, I think you're right, Kev.
There we go. That's it.
I think you're absolutely right. I can't think of any of his books, really, other than... what was the serial killer one? The Deviant. I enjoyed The Deviant. Pretty much everything else he's done. Nice House by the Lake. What's the World Tree? All those started strong, but like I've just oh no, I can't be chewed with this anymore.
Yeah, just fades away. I think it's a lot better if he does shorter, maybe 4 or 5 issue runs, just a compact story there. I think whenever it's stretched, then it just loses something.
Yeah, I think this is a good point, Chris. Tinian comes with the ideas, but then let somebody else write it up. I think that's a good idea. This book does have a new writer every issue. It's what Exquisite Corpse is.
Is it?
Does it? I didn't know that, Kev. I thought it was all written by Tinian.
That's what I thought as well. I'm going to double check.
I think he struggles when he goes past 6 issues. I like him in small doses. 12 issues, he always hits a dip. Yeah, I think so. He's not to blame. He's the king of drawing stuff out. Yeah, I don't read something that's killing the children anymore. It's
what issue are we at with?
He co-writes with someone. So co-writes. Okay. Yeah, not sure. Anyway, let's move on to it.
So are we binning it then? Is that what we're saying, Peter?
Bin it.
Should we have a montage or some sort of groovy theme tune when we bin something, or we should do
go into a furnace.
When you put it into a recycle bin in your computer and it go
shred it.
yeah.
He's the master of concept. I think you're right. Now let's move on to something altogether different. Everything Dead and Dying. We've done 2 issues of this. Fuzzy saying we should do a moment of silence. For those of you that haven't been reading this is a tale of a world where there's been some kind of plague that's wiped out the vast majority of humanity. This chap is living on a farm, and he's basically kept going. Even though the world around him is dead or dying, he's kept going, and spoilers, but please read this series, it's amazing. He's living with the bodies of his dead husband and dead daughter. And they're just kind of going through the motions. They're dead. They've got no kind of concept, but they're just shuffling around the house and stuff. But you get these flashbacks all the way through of his old life and the relationships and things like that. Issue 1 absolutely blew me away. Loved every minute of it. Issue 2, I think, was superior to issue 1. Issue 2 is where basically some visitors arrive at his house and can't understand, obviously, or comprehend why this guy is living with dead folk. Obviously, he's had some kind of huge mental breakdown. And they try to help him, we think, and it all goes awry. I absolutely love this. This is by far the best first 2 issues of it. Well, I can't say that because the next book we want to talk about. This is up there for series of the year for me. I'm loving it. I love the horror element. I love the love story element. I love the family element. Yeah, this is just amazing. Andy, what do you think?
It's a long time since I've looked forward to reading the second issue of a book, and this, as you quite rightly say, this really didn't disappoint. The writing is, I think Fuzzy uses the word there, spectacular, and I think it's absolutely nailed it. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. But I'd be remiss of me not to start with the artwork, which I think is really complements the beautiful writing in this book. This book seems to have came from sort of nowhere. Like there wasn't a huge furore about this. It was just kind of it landed with us, and it's so much more than just a zombie book. It's exploring like the love that he has for his family, whether they're dead or alive. It's about identity. It's about the relationship that he has with his husband, and it's almost like a bit of a review of what life means when effectively you're surrounded by death, and it's how he's coping with it. I love the fact in this issue that they brought in effectively the outsiders, and he's defending his home, he's defending his family, and it's almost like at this point he's facing reality, or he's been forced to face reality, because when nobody's there, he doesn't really need to come to terms with the fact that he's living with his dead family. But now these people have came. There's no hiding from it anymore. Some of the imagery in this and some of the death scenes were really explicit. The artwork was great. I don't know if you noticed, something that I picked up on was the fact that the sort of artist used like warm colours to represent the past, and when it came to the present, it was like cold colours. So it was like life and death. When you're dead, you go cold, and when you're living, you're warm. And I love the way they use the colours to represent both those sort of timelines and things like that. So yeah, this is really, really, really good, and I'm just hoping that it maintains the how good it is in the next sort of couple of issues, and it doesn't do a whole James Tynion type thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not many issues, is it? I think, is it 4 issues total or something?
Oh, I think it's five issues. I think.
Yeah. And am I right in thinking the artist is going to be at Thought Bubble? I'm sure.
Yes. I think I did see that. Yeah.
I'm loving this series. Absolutely loving it. Lots of love for this in the chat. It's very good and very sad. It absolutely. Oh, the end of issue 2. Connie, I think issue 1 was my book of the year, not gonna lie. Connie, get on issue 2 if you've not read it. It's I think even better. It's a superb story. Love Sean Phillips' art. Not really read anything with his lad's art, but we'll be going back and buying up all of these other books. Yeah, I need to get on this one. Absolutely feels great.
Yeah.
I think he absolutely knows what he's doing. I think this is just his way of coping. Yeah, I'm with you, Fuzzy.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't want to spoil it too much for guys who might not have read issue 2 yet. At the end of issue 2, there's a bit where something pretty drastic happens, and I didn't quite get the reaction from the father I expected. There was no massive breakdown. He went immediately to kind of rage, and that to me speaks to what Fuzzy's saying. He knows that this is. He doesn't really believe they're alive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
almost like a reverse breakdown to a certain extent. You'd have expected him to have a bit of a breakdown whenever that happened, whenever they
yeah,
did die. But it's almost like he's kidding himself on to the point where he's having the breakdown now because he's realizing that he's not living with them, that
yeah.
they're dead.
Well, this
You
is
know?
loss, really, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
now he's feeling the loss element. Yeah,
The grief is hitting him as well, I guess. You know.
I love the idea of purgatory. He's also dead, or maybe he's the only dead one. That would be a hell of a twist, Chris. Yeah. He just doesn't want to say bye. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when we're doing these streams, Fuzzy. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
Sometimes
So-
I don't even want to say hello.
So, Andy, I think we know that's staying on the pull list, isn't it?
It's if it wasn't for another book on that we read, this would be top of the list. But it's a close second for me.
Well, speaking of that other book, so yeah, it's staying on the pull list. Speaking of that other book, you can take the lead on this one, Andy. Wow. What do you think?
Best book of the year, I would say, in my opinion. I think there hasn't been a bad issue. I think this issue, I thought issue 2 was fantastic. I know that you weren't 100% sure about issue number 2. I think issue 3, I was absolutely exhausted after reading it. I was there. I was Milton Shaw. I was behind enemy lines. You know, I was injured. I was isolated. I was being hunted by the enemy. I was all in this issue, and the artwork is absolutely stunning in this book. Is it Daniel Acuna is doing the artwork, if I remember? Yeah,
Yes,
Daniel
I think
Acuna.
so, yeah.
But the standout and probably some of the best panels that I've seen and read this year, probably in a long time, was when Milton was fighting underwater against that enemy soldier. You know, it was literally just as what you were watching the movie. It was so cinematic. The sort of inner monologue that Milton is using to show, like, every word, you could just sort of sense his exhaustion as he was going through each of the panels and getting to the end. Visually stunning. The story was great. Great pacing throughout as well. The art was just really represented the atmosphere of just imagining being in that particular position. And this book just is a complete reflection and representation of the brutality of war. And I think it's absolutely top marks for me. Brilliant.
I couldn't agree more. This was just a phenomenal. It was an exhausting read because the pace of the book. It was like watching a Mission Impossible film or a John Wick film. The battle scene just flowed beautifully, you know. Even down to the monologue, the kind of the talk, the text was quite short. You know, not many words to it. It was just action. Absolutely loved it. What I'm really first of all, artwork spectacular. Some of the best covers out there as well. Love the internal artwork. What I'm really liking about this is that it's not shying away from kind of spelling out the stupidity of war. So, you know, it's talking about, you know, the guy in the bridge attacks him and all he's doing is shouting his wife's name. So his wife's obviously been killed in the attack. And it's not painting Milton as the heroes. They're not the kind of the yeehaw, we're the good guys, they're the bad guys. Everybody's a bad guy or a good guy in this. Do you know what I mean? And this issue ends with a spot on bit, which has got you thinking, Milton is a good guy. What's he doing next? Because you know there's a child involved and all the rest of it, and you think, wow.
That last panel was just excellent. It was just that you got to the end of the book, you were like, how, you know, you're exhausted reading it, and it's like those little short words every panel is almost like representing Milton, you know, out of breath and trying to get his words out and then that final panel hits and you're just like, oh my goodness, give me issue number 4 as quickly as possible. This is great.
Love it. Definitely stayed on the pull list.
100% best book that we're reading, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you're right. Just going to quickly jump to the chat. Chris Bell mentioned a purgatory. But Dan, that's the kind of bull Andy normally comes up with. I'm the new Oracle of Shite. Remind me what Kuna is known for. Avengers
Wait a minute, is
Twilight.
this how James T. Keegan feels? Wait a minute.
This is how, yeah, we'll ban
Calm down,
someone.
lads.
We'll ban
Calm
someone.
down.
Where's Wayne? We'll ban Wayne again. This was more like issue 1 than issue 2. Yeah. Makes me wonder if they're going to go back and forth. Yeah, that would be interesting. Again, apologies, should know this. Anybody in the chat know how many issues this is? Because it's a mini-series. That would be interesting if they do flip-flop it a little bit. Avengers Twilight. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I think he done Sam Wilson, Captain America. That's what I first learned.
Okay.
He done a lot of issues on that run as well. Yeah.
Very cool. We've got Ed Vic in the house. Nice to see you, Ed. Hope you're doing well, pal. Hope you're doing well. 20 people watching. Please do hit that like and subscribe and thumbs up. Okay, next book we're going to talk about by good old Simon Krasinski. This is No Man's Land, issue number 2. First off, artwork on these is just breathtaking.
Yeah.
Breathtaking. The covers are beautiful. I do love the movie homage kind of covers. That Silence of the Lambs cover is spot on. Interesting story. Basically, a Russian military team and the American CIA, FBI, sorry.
FBI,
yeah, have been sent to this kind of remote part of the country where there's an ice bridge formed between the States and Russia, and there's a dead body being found in the ice. And it's basically them trying to work together. This book, I just loved. Again, I loved issue 1. Issue 2 blew us away even more. I loved the start of it because I felt like I was watching a crime movie. I felt like I was watching Seven or something like that. I thought the dialogue was beautiful.
It was like Cold War X-Files.
It was, yeah. That's what came to mind. X-Files when I was reading it. To be honest, it really did. But the bit where he's kind of just chatting with them about the body and things like that, it was just perfect. And then we get the bit where you're starting to think, is this going to be just some kind of random crazy guy, or is it going to be some kind of monster in the woods? We've got something or someone wandering around out there. I don't know where you're at, Andy. I still haven't worked out if this is supernatural and whatnot in nature, or if it's just a guy wearing antlers on his head. I'm not sure.
Is that not the beauty of it, though?
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what he's going for. Is that he's keeping guessing, and we'll read the next issue, number 3, to find out where it's going. I love the fact that this issue wasn't just about it wasn't just like a murder case. It was like almost the scenario between the sort of two antagonistic agencies. You know, you've got the FBI versus the KGB, and it's almost like they've been drawn together and they have to work with each other, but they've got to keep it secret that they're working with each other. They've got to sort of cooperate, and it's almost like in this issue that the environments became a bit of a character as well. You know, because they're up against that as well. They're also up against their government, they're up against the environment, and they're up against this person or entity who's doing these killings. What an issue, superb issue.
Just cracking, absolutely cracking. And again, one of the things I really love about this chap's work is they are quite self-contained stories. Mm-hmm. So I'm going into this knowing that I'm going to get a satisfying conclusion to the story. I'm not going to be reading 50 issues of drivel. Do you know what I mean? I love this. And I think this is made for some kind of movie or TV show. Yeah. You know, like you say, an X-Files type. I love it. Just love it. Artwork phenomenal. Highly recommended. Fuzzy's saying this book makes me happy. I find it so cinematic. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm the oracle of BS, as it's been quite eloquently pointed out in the chat. Do you think it's called No Man's Land because the killer has vengeance against females, and any female that goes on that little piece of land he tries to kill, and it'll be the KGB female officer that he tries to kill, not the guy?
Maybe.
That's why it's called No Man's Land.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that would have made more... No. That would have made more sense. I would have been more intrigued in your thoughts, Andy, had he killed another female in this issue. But it's a bloke he kills with the gun, isn't it? Sorry, Dan. I'm trying to keep spoilers free for you, mate. So no, I'm not sure. Anyway, love this book. Recommend reading it, guys. It's definitely staying on the pull list. Agreed?
Did did the bullshit radar just go off there? What's that?
Oh,
What's the
off the
button that you press when Simon?
Simon. And he's talking crap. Yeah. Great story. Definitely staying on the list. Okie dokie. Let's just quickly jump to the chat, see what people are saying. Where do we get to? Liz Trust, nice to see you, Liz. That's my face in the Silence of the Lambs tribute cover. Very nice. Werewolf by Lunchtime. Just purged everything dead and dying issue 1 and 2. You'll not regret it, Werewolf. It's a cracker. It really is a cracker. Fuzzy reminds me of the Nordic dramas like The Killing in the Bridge. Yeah. Reading issue 2, please warn me of spoilers. Hopefully we've not spoiled anything for you, Dan. He does everything himself. Story, cover art, covers. Yeah, he's an incredible talent. He really is. Kev, yep, well worth checking out, pal. It's a great one to read. Ed's going to get it in trade. Insightful as ever, Andy. Wrong. You broke the radar that time, bless you. It would be called No Man's Land if no woman were allowed. Yeah. No feelings land. It's just as well as we don't have feelings. Thanks, pal. Wowzers. Okay. That's our reviews for this week. Some cracking books. Cracking stories this week. Been a good week. Okay. Andy, comic and collectors market watch. What have we got?
Only got 4 for this week. First up is Invincible, run from 0 to 144 plus all the extras, and they're all in Mylights and Gerber. Went for, I don't think it went for 7.5. I think it was like they put in an offer that I didn't check to see what the offer price was, but I'm assuming it went for 7 plus. So $7,000 for the full run of Invincible. I think I've showcased a couple of sales for Invincible, and it just seems to be going up and up and up. It doesn't seem to be losing momentum. Will it keep the momentum? I'm just not entirely sure. Is this the next Walking Dead?
It's certainly seeing a surge in popularity, isn't it? Nearly $8,000. You're getting a lot of books for your money there. 144 books. Do you know what I mean? That is a lot of book. Issue 1. A lot of book. Issue 1 in 9.8 is going to set you back over $1,500 these days. $2,000. And there are some keys in that run. Whether there's nearly $8,000 worth, I don't know. And I always struggle with this. And I know, collect what you like. Different people have different collections. I collect all kinds of shite, so I'm not one to speak, but I look at spending that kind of money and I think for nearly $8,000 you could get Amazing Fantasy 15 probably low grade.
That's a weekend at Thought Bubble.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the bar bill for Weatherspoons. Do you know what I mean? But you could get a true kind of golden age blue chip book. Fantastic Four 1. You can get X-Men 1. You can get for $3-4 now. Yeah. Would I rather that, or would I rather Invincible? I think I'd go for the.
I think it's needless to say. I think if you're not on the Invincible comics now, then buying them at this price would be fairly silly. Given that where we're at the minute is the prices have all sank, but Invincible and a few others just seem to be maintaining and getting more expensive. But yeah, just thought it was an interesting one and one to keep an eye on. And if anybody does have any Invincible issues, it's probably time to get them sold, I would say.
I've got issue 1. I've not had it graded yet.
Definitely get it graded. Yeah. I would say that this is the time to sell.
It'll not come back as a high grade. It'll come maybe as an 8, 7.5 or something.
ABZ in the comments saying I know that he's got a full run of it, so I think he should be getting them.
Every single issue of Invincible is insane. I think the only thing that's different is the print run for a random issue. Still seems to be £50. Yeah, sell. Yeah, I mean, I did have a 9.6 signed by Robert Kirkman, CGC graded 2-3 years ago, and I sold when the cartoon came out. And to be fair, I got good money for it. Made a lot of money on that book, so I did well with it. But I've bought another issue 1 because I'm a massive fan of the character and I love the series. So I'm holding on to it because I love that more than anything.
It's that sweet spot of knowing when to sell. I think at some point there's a risk that the bubble will burst, but we shall see.
I think Chris is right. Very few modern books will retain the bubble ongoing. I think we'll see that post the kind of the MCU bubble, because that's popped big time as well.
Yeah.
A lot of these properties are getting more and more expensive because norms, people who aren't necessarily comic book collectors, love the character and rush to get the first appearances, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This will just take them making a live action movie and it tanking for you to see that price crash back down. You know,
Absolutely.
We saw that with someone in the chat helped us out. Fantastic Four issue number 4, First No More. Which one's the first No More? Is it First No More? Went through the roof when he was coming into Black Panther, and then people watched the film and thought, actually, he's a bit naff, and it just dropped.
Star Wars is another good example. They're probably a bunch of books. I think bar maybe issue 1 of the 1977 series. Pretty much everything that is tanking on there. The same for Spawn. I mean, First Gunslinger is probably the only Spawn book that I can think that's maintained its value. It's crazy. It's definitely a buyer's market out there. So,
I mean, Spawn 1, you can get 5 or, you know what I mean? It's
a lot of people forget that there's millions of copies of that
exactly.
book.
And I think that's where Invincible does have a bit of a step above the rest, because it was such a low print run. You know, nobody was reading Invincible when it first came out. I was, but you know, nobody thought this is going to be the next best thing, really.
Absolutely.
The Walking Dead craze kind of bubble burst. Yeah, it has. I still would like a Walking Dead one, like. Still cheap for the first. Still not cheap for the first 15 issues. Yeah, good time to buy Star Wars. It's got to come back, Chris, hasn't it? Star Wars is due a revival. So, to be fair, Walking Dead and Invincible are still both incredible reads. Absolutely, Ed, and that's why I've got the issue 1, because I've got the beautiful hardback editions. I collect Invincible not because I think it's going to make money. I collected the story because I think it's one of the best stories that's been done in years. I've never read Walking Dead, I have to be honest. Never read Walking Dead. 2.5 million Spawn issue number 1.
2.5 million? That's crazy, isn't it? That's mental.
Star Wars is always a great buy, and loads of cool arcs. Yeah,
100%.
Pow.
I was going to say before I move on to the next one, did we say what book we were going to read for our classic? Did we have a chat about that and agree that we were going to do the first 6 issues of what was it called again?
You sent something, didn't you? Didn't you say, do you want to read that?
Can't even remember what it was.
You talk about Pow and I'll have a look.
I'll talk about Poe. So Poe issue number 1. This is from 1967, and it comes with the free gift. I know that Peter is akin to buying some of the British comics, and he loves these free gifts. This one in particular, that gun looks pretty impressive, I must say. And this went for 550 quid, and there was 29 bids for this. It always amazes me, these sorts of I guess, weekly British comics, how much they actually go for. And to get a book in that condition, obviously with the free gift, I thought that was one to definitely showcase. And everything was there with it. Even the little things that you can sort of shoot out the gun as well. Not a book or a run that I've ever read. Normally, whenever I see them, they definitely don't have the accessories, and they're a bit tatty, to be honest with you. It's like the 2000 AD sort of paper quality. But yeah, no, I just thought it was an interesting one. Would that be something you'd like in your collection, Peter?
I don't think I've got a POW 1, but as you know, I do love a book with a free gift attached to it. So yeah, I mean, not for 550 quid.
No.
I mean, that's crazy money. But
well, how do you get that bad boy graded?
Well, exactly.
The guns,
you can't, can you? So yeah,
not at all. And speaking of 2000 AD, we've got First Judge Dredd sold. This is program issue number 2, and it came with the Biotronic stickers, which are always missing. And this went for £1,182. It was 40 bids. I was actually watching this one when it was sitting at like 300-400, and I didn't think it would go for that amount. But given the condition, and I think if my memory serves me correctly, there was only a little bit of writing on the top right hand side, but it was in pencil. I would love to to get First Judge Dredd. It's a book that I don't have. And I thought this was an interesting buy, just a little bit out of my price range.
Yeah, another one that I've had and sold and regretted selling, to be honest. I absolutely love it. But to get you right, to get it with the transfers, the biotronic transfers,
Yeah,
is not, practically never happens. You know, it's very, very rare. I think that's a decent price. I think that's, you know, would you go in for someone? Would you, you know, if you spotted a one, where's your limit?
it depends how much money I have in the bank to actually. You know, it's whatever. There's a point where you become a little bit uncomfortable with the amount that you're going to spend on a book, and I keep having to remind myself, yes, it's First Judge Dredd, but it's a newspaper quality. It's really only from 1977, and then I go, well, what other books would I be able to get for that money? But again, it's my love of Judge Dredd in 2000 AD. I need to have that represented in my collection. So for me, it's probably when I get to the point where I've sold off a ton of books that I don't love as much, and it means I offset some of the cost. But to answer your question, I'd probably be about 750 max.
So it's interesting, isn't it? So you know, I've been blessed in picking up some big books over the years and things like that, and I've sold a few. I feel my collecting's changing now, so I've recently sold a few books. Nothing major, not major keys, but books in my collection that I thought I would never sell. And do you know what? It's been pain free. So I am looking at particularly my CGCs now with different eyes and thinking, why do I have that in my collection? Why I'll never sell. And I guess this for me, when I'm listening to you talk, this for you is my journey into Mystery 83.
Yeah,
My love for Thor as a character is so much that I could never see as losing that book. But then I look at my other collections and I'm like, first Cable, first Deadpool. Do I really give a shit about those characters? And I am starting to shift more to actually I might just sell some of this stuff.
And do you think that's because you were very much focused on getting like first appearances? That's where you were sort of focusing on. I think for me, it was more about, well, certainly where I've got to now is about getting the things that I enjoy, as opposed to either trying to complete a run or getting the latest and greatest thing. I will always keep an eye out to get the latest and greatest thing, because obviously then that allows me to sell it on and make the money to get the stuff that I want to buy. But,
I mean, I think we could do an entire show about this, about your kind of your journey as a collector. And maybe we will, and get some people to comment and to get some thoughts. But I started comic collecting, as you probably stated, don't even want to call it collecting, as an avid reader. And I kind of built a huge collection of just random books that were read to shit, weren't in bags or boards or anything like that, so were worth nothing. Do you know what I mean? And I sold it all, got rid of it all. When I came back into collecting, I very much focused on first appearances. I'm not really sure why, but that's what I collected. As time's gone on, now I've kind of moved more onto, I'm back into enjoying reading, so I buy trade paperbacks more, and nostalgia and all that kind of stuff. And I'm kind of at the point where it's like, I'd rather spend the money on experiences and original artwork and that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I think you just change all the time, you know?
and were those first appearances that you were picking up characters that you liked?
Not always, no.
Yeah,
Squirrel Girl, never read a fucking Squirrel Girl book. But
Hey,
I've got,
don't knock Squirrel Girl.
but do you know what I mean? It was like, and that when I do want to start selling stuff, and for whatever reason it may be, every now and then I'll look back and I'll pick a book up and it'll be like, why have I even got that? Got no interest in that, you know?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I do think your habits change, don't they? Your habits change.
No, I certainly, as I'm getting older, they definitely change, because I realise I can't collect everything, and then there'll be times where I'll just be so busy with life and work that I don't get to look at my comics, and then when I do look at them, I go, why have I got that in my collection? What do I need that for?
Well, Sorrel's making a good point there, and Connie's backing up. And this again, just talking about my journey. I think we'll do a show about this, Andy, because it'll be interesting, I guess, for people to get involved with. I went through that stage, Sorrel, a little while ago, and I still do it now and then. The blind bags as an example, where I was buying for the cover artwork, or I was buying for variant covers and things like that. And I quickly realised, not that there's anything wrong with it, but that's just not my kind of collecting. I've got long boxes full of Stray Dogs issue 1, every possible variant of that book, you know, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
what? Transformers 1, I think when I counted up, I had like 32 covers of the same comic. It's just mental, you know?
Yeah, that's great. It's really good seeing everybody's comments on here, actually.
POW, British book, I think so, Fuzzy. Yeah, I think it was.
I thought it was, yeah. It could be my BS button going off again, but
Judge Death book coming out. Boland cover. Ooh, nice.
it is class.
Something that's got a crap cover I'm not going to buy, I'm not going to lie. I get the trade or read it digitally. I only think I have 5 graded books now. One of them will never, ever go, but I'm not mad attached to anything anymore. I just let about anything go if I need to. See, I am starting to come around to that way of thinking as well, Chris, which I never thought I would. But like I say, I'm looking at my graded books and I'm like, well, you know.
Chris, what's, if you don't mind putting in the chat, which one is it that you wouldn't let go? I'd be interested to know that, or you can DM me if it's private or whatever.
Or is it for a good second appearance issue? Yeah, you can get them good prices normally.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to start picking up my favourites from my childhood. That's how I've gone, Kev. I buy stuff that most people, apart from Andy, would ever be interested in. You know, UK annuals. Who the hell's buying UK annuals? You know, but
can we do a nostalgia show?
Yeah, do a show about nostalgia.
Let's do a nostalgia show.
Cabinets behind us of old 80s toys. You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm going towards now. And he knows about my recent Go-Go Checks rabbit hole. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever spend money on a character I didn't like. I think I've always been a nostalgic buyer, yeah. I'm currently on collection 4.0. Collection 1 was Star Wars, 2 Marvel, 3 I tried to collect a bit of everything, 4 niched up and focused on horror, and I've never been happier. I think the thing for me, Sorrel, and I would imagine you might be the same, Andy, you might be the same as well, is you're talking about those different collections, and when you look back now, you can probably say, oh, I shouldn't have bought that. But at the time, you probably love it. Do you know what I mean? I got a real buzz from buying first appearances. Yeah, it's faded over time, you know?
You know, collect what you like. You know, if you're going to do it, like, collect what you like. And it's almost like, you know, when you go through the decades, you know, things that you bought, not just comic books that you represented you at that particular point in time. It was a point in life and all the rest of it, your experiences, environments, friends, and all the rest of it. And as those change, obviously your comic habits change as well.
I tell you what, and again, this is all really interesting stuff, and we'll do more justice later on. And you know, I'm not wanting to slag anybody off, but one of the things I found funny a little while ago, and just referencing what Sorrel's saying there about 4 different collections, and my collection habits have changed all the time, is the negativity some people in the community give you for doing that. So there are a couple of individuals that I've interacted with on YouTube and all the rest of it, who are really quite venomous about people. So, for example, Andy buys 2000 AD, and then you sell it in 2 years' time. Wow, it's ridiculous. You've bought that comic and now you've sold it and blah, blah. Well, no, because your love of things changes over time. I don't think there's anything wrong with changing your mind further down the line and selling it on. Whereas some people seem to think if you've bought it, you should keep it forever. And if you do sell it, well, you never really cared. You never liked it, you know?
I think a lot of that is social media as well, because an example that happened quite recently to me on that one was whenever I put up a story and put up the meme of, you know, safe from Mark Spears blind bags. Now, you've no idea the backlash I got from that. Like, the amount of messages I got and everything else. And it was just like, it was just me having a joke. It wasn't directed to anybody. Like, buy what you like. I really don't care. But it sort of showed me. I sort of went back into my my lane again, where I was just like, I'm staying away from all this because this is just pure negativity.
Back into hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Mark Spears. I'm going to do a video actually on blind bags coming up. I've still not got mine. You know.
Oh, you know.
It's. I got a good deal on them, but I've learned a valuable lesson of how frustrated I am that I've seen everybody open their bags and mine are still in the States with eBay, waiting to be shipped by eBay Global International, whatever the hell you call it. So it's like, fuck's sake.
And that's the thing. Like, if it was me, I would probably just, if you're looking for the experience of opening up and seeing what covers you've got, I would almost hold on to them for a little bit and maybe in 12 months' time do a show and open them all up. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
When
I
you
want to pick
arrive
up.
in a year's time.
Yeah, exactly. Be lost at sea. I want to pick up Neil Gaiman and Grant Morrison stuff. They're always my favourites. You can get some beautiful Neil Gaiman books, Kev. Some of the hardback absolute editions of Sandman are lovely. I'm on the hunt for my favourite childhood comic and can't find it anywhere for a decent price. I low-key want to try and find them in the wild, but I think I'm going to have to find them on eBay. How then, Connie? You can't tease like that. What is it?
I was going to say, what is it?
What is it? Yeah, what is it? Triple signed Cap 323, which so, oh yes, I remember that, yeah. Which some sexy fucker gave me. Yeah, that was a nice book. Nice book, that.
Nice.
A nostalgia show would be awesome. I could do nostalgia till the cows come home. It's one of my favourite things to talk about.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Buy whatever makes you smile. You can't go wrong. Absolutely, Fuzzy. Completely agree with you and balls to what anybody else says.
Fuzzy knows.
Myself included. I know I gave Sorrel a lot of jip for his dolls and stuff like that, but if it makes you happy, makes you happy. I never regret anything I've ever bought, only the ones I've sold, and I haven't sold a lot.
What about your Thought Bubble tickets? Love you.
I love a go of Pivot. That's one of my favourite episodes of Friends. Pivot. I tried collecting girlfriends for a time. I was never a success.
Yeah.
I've never
you
sold.
bagged them though. That's the thing. It's never going to work.
I've never sold anything, but only because there's no stores that buy near me. Okay. I've sold a few bits and bobs on eBay, Kevin. I've not had good experiences, but it seems to be I've turned the corner, I think if something doesn't bring you joy anymore, you need to get it out of your space and then fill it with things that bring you joy instead. Life is too short. What a stunning statement, Connie. Absolutely agree. Absolutely.
I do that with people.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
I really do.
Girlfriends are way too expensive. The collection grows with you as a collector. Yeah, very true, Sorrel. Very true. I have no issues with people selling things on. I have an issue with someone who buys something knowing they are going to sell it for a profit as soon as they can. I work
Guilty.
with a scalper. Yeah, he's a cop.
Guilty. I openly admit that I would buy things that I see that I could flip for profit to pay for my other comics.
Pay for your hobby.
It's
the only time I've gotten a little bit perplexed, and I know somebody, I'm not going to name, but I know somebody in the chat as well has had the same experience, is when you've perhaps gone out of your way to give somebody a gift that you think is meaningful to them, not for value or anything like that, but because you think it's a meaningful thing, and then you spot that they put it on eBay, and you think, oh, that's a little bit. So that's happened to me on a couple of occasions, and I know it's happened to a couple of the guys in the chat.
It's happened. It's happened to me as well. I like to just give people comics, and if they enjoy something, I pass on that enjoyment and the rest of things. I think I do. I've had a couple of experiences where I've done that, and I find out later down the line they've sold it on, or they've made profit over someone's generosity. And when it becomes theirs, it's entirely up to them what they do with it. It's absolutely. But yeah, it does. I can't help it leaving a bit of a sour taste, to be fair.
Yeah. They're an Italian series published in English, of course, called Witch. 5 kills with elemental powers. Never heard of that one, Connie. Connie will keep her eyes out. Yeah, challenge accepted,
Connie. Yeah.
We will find it for you, Connie. I do occasionally buy things I intend to flip. I don't necessarily buy a lot to flip. I think this show's a good example of that. We intended to do that, remember? And then it was just far too much frigging work.
We don't speak of that.
But I do, I have to be honest, and I think, again, most of the people watching know this. I do buy stuff. Blind bags. We've talked about blind bags. I buy blind bags, or I buy large volumes of blind bags, because I like the excitement of opening them. And there is absolutely no doubt there's that. I've got a bit of a, not that I do it a lot, but I have got the gambler thing in us. Do you know what I mean? Am I going to win big? Am I going to get a big one? But a large part of that for me as well is the fact that I go into that knowing full well I'm going to give 90% of that stuff away to friends. To I've got 100 blind bags coming from Mark Spears. I've already agreed at least 5 people I'm going to be sending books to, and I'm going to give the rest away. That's just because that's the fun element for me.
I think the beauty, and we tend not to use this word a lot of the time, but community. I think the beauty of it is when you surround yourself with a group of people who know your likes when it comes to either comics or toys. They'll see something and they'll send it to you. And you've done that on a few occasions. I know a lot of people in the chat have done it for me, and I reciprocate and do it as well. And I think once you've got that, when you have that sort of circle, that's when you know that you've got a community, because it's not about the monetary value. It's about, you're bringing joy to someone. And if you see something, you've heard some saying, they're talking about things, and you pick up something and you see it and you can just pass it on to them. I think that's what I enjoy about it,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to
cry. The chat's buzzing tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. It's really, really cool. My brother likes to leave books and graphic novels on buses after he's read them for others to read. I tell them probably, well, that's a great thing to do.
That's cool.
Yeah, lovely thing to do. If you stop enjoying something, that's cool, but scalpers prevent someone else from enjoying it, and that's not okay in my view. If I can buy a £40 book I don't care about for £10, I'm going to. Yeah. I hit big on the DC Keo. Oh, Kev, and I have no idea how to cash out. Do you know what? I bought one of those from my local comic shop, Forbidden Planet, and I opened it live. I showed people it, and I won a load of shit. It was an awful cover. Then I went onto eBay the other day because I've got an idea, a cunning plan of 2 commissions I want to get when I'm at Thought Bubble, but I need specific books for it, which I didn't have in my ridiculous amount of blank covers. So I went on eBay, and the same seller had these 2 books, and I just happened to click on the what else is on your store, and I had the DC blind bags, and before I knew it, I'd clicked on 5. So I've got 5 more of those bloody things coming.
Kevin, how many did you pick up? Was it 10, 20, or was it 100? Or
wait, you spend time with other people. Spill the beans. Who's been flipping gifted stuff? Some pig, Dan. Yeah. Anyway, let's. We haven't finished this slide, Andy. We've deviated.
I forgot about the slides.
Jesus, come on, we've deviated.
Right,
Wizard.
sorry.
What the shit is Wizard and Chips?
Yeah, Wizard and Chips. That's what I had for dinner. This is issue number 3 from 1969. And I just thought this kind of looked cool with the free Guy Fawkes mask. Went from 908 quid, 23 bids.
I don't give. Sorry, Andy. I don't give these what I would class as old kind of UK print comics that aren't superhero related. I don't give them enough respect. I would have never have thought Wizard and Chips would go for that kind of money.
Yeah, I think it's like a whole different group of collectors almost, and they probably look at like the people who buy modern comics and things like that. It's just that sort of. I think it's a specialized group, especially that whole British comics thing as well. Yeah. This one it was the mask. I thought the mask was really cool. It had real retro nostalgia vibes. But then I seen the price and I was like, is that how much these are going for? So I guess the takeaway from this is if you see this out in the wild, there is an opportunity. People will buy it, and there is an opportunity to flip it.
I think the interesting thing here, Andy, I'd say no one's buying that to flip it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think the Chris, I'm going to come back to your question. We're going to end the show on that. The thing here is the 3, not the Invincibles, the 3 books you've shown that have gone for ridiculous prices. I would love to find out what price they went for if they didn't have the free gifts. I think they've gone so high because they've got good quality comics, but they've got the free gifts attached to them.
100%.
Whereas back in the day, these things were just binned. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to hazard a guess it probably trebles the price of it with the gift.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're closing in on 2 hours and we've got bloody loads to do. So
You
Fish
look
and
disappointed. You look upset, Peter.
Well, no, I'm just excited to get to the Greg's question. Fish and chips are over £9 at my local chippy. Right, guys, Chris, when we get to the end, repost that question because I'll forget it. So when we get to the end, we'll end on that madness. Thought bubble. Oh, sorry.
Speaking of madness.
Just to go back, I've gone through the phone whilst we were talking there. The book you said you wanted to read was Razzler. Not heard of it.
Oh, right, okay. I was like, wait, what? I was like, that was the week I was off. That's what I read when I was off in COVID.
No, Saga issues.
Saga, that's right.
First 6 issues. So we'll give that a go. I've got the omnibus. So yeah. Okay, we'll do Saga. So ladies and gents, if you want to read along, Saga, first 6 issues we shall read. Andy.
Yes.
Thought bubble.
Yeah, Thought Bubble. So Thought Bubble released its map and its panels and list of panels, and I thought it was just worthwhile maybe just running through some of the panels that I picked out that I thought were interesting, and that I'm definitely going to try and see. And I know that I think you've got a few things that you want to talk about with regards to commissions and things like that you were planning on getting.
We'll probably do the commissions. We'll do the commissions on the next show because that'll be like the week before.
Week before, yeah.
We'll talk. But I've got books. Well, we're going to do some pickups later on, so I'll talk about some bits and bobs I've got then. I've got tons of pickups, and I know you have as well. So yeah.
Cool. And I also put this up for Ed Vitt because this is what it looks inside the building. There's different, places to go. I know that Ed doesn't really get to sample this, but I'll take a print out of this for you, Ed.
Just so you know what it looked like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is pretty self-explanatory. You've got the Red Shirt Hall, you've got Comixology Hall, you've got the newly 2000 AD Hall, it's called now. You've got the Bubble Boy Hall, and then you've got Bub's Lounge. What I liked about last year's Thought Bubble is they've got 2 entrances to go to now. So anybody that's queuing up, normally you would enter through the Red Shirt Hall. Now you can go through Comixology Hall as well. And if you have got a ticket, then you can pick up your ticket wristband or lanyard or whatever it may be on the Friday as well. So that's definitely worth doing if you don't want to obviously queue up, because I know that certainly early in the morning it can be quite a big queue to get through. Have you seen this up on the website, Peter? Is this something that you checked out? Have you planned your weekend?
No. So do you know what? My Thought Bubble game has changed every year we go. I started off the first year we all went just insane in terms of I mapped out where I was going. I had bags full of stuff to take, and then each year it got a little bit less, now I'm just kind of going for shits and giggles. I have got a load of stuff I want signed still and all the rest of it, but yeah, it's good. What on earth are they talking about?
I've just seen Fuzzy's comment and I can't unsee it now. I can't unsee it. It's like a little robot dancing.
It's a soccer. What was that game called?
Rock'em Sock'em.
Rock'em Sock'em robot doing the Olympics breakdance, isn't it? Yeah.
What a legend! Fuzzy is a legend. So yes.
So no, my answer is I've not really thought it through. I have looked through the people who are attending. There was an exciting one. Just for those of you that are after commissions and things, I don't remember seeing his name initially on the list, but Casey Parsons has put out that he's going to be in the 2000 AD Hall and he's taking commissions. Casey did me a stunning Thor a couple of years back, so well worth checking him out.
Cool. No, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So if you go on to the next slide, I've picked some panels that sort of piqued my interest. The first one being conflict in comics, sometimes violence is the answer. So this is on the Saturday between 3 and 4 in panel room 1 in the Queen's Suite. And this is going to include Garth Ennis, Alison Sampson, Patrick Horvath, Al Ewing, and I'd be interested to see what Patrick has to say. I'm looking forward to actually meeting him and getting some stuff signed. But of all the panels, this was the one that I thought would be quite an interesting one. Is this one that caught your eye, Peter?
This is a one, Andy, I'm going to need you to hold my hand and remind us about, because I get, as you know what I'm like. I get too excited with Thought Bubble and I end up going all over the place and I forget about the panels. So
Yeah.
I need somebody to tell us to go to this one, because this is the one I definitely want to go to.
Well, I think this is particularly interesting. It's all about like graphic violence in comics, and just with that connection with horror and One Good Scare and things like that, and obviously Patrick being involved in it. I thought that would be one that would be up your street, as it were. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I'll definitely remind you.
Yeah, I'd love that one. A few people saying lots of people are definitely going to this one. Andrew, great. Another con I can't get to, so I can get grumpy about it. Come along, Andrew. Come.
Absolutely.
It's going to be good fun.
More the merrier. Next up, we've got To Gotham and Back. This, again, is on Saturday. This is at 1:30 to 2:30 in the Dead Northern stage. And if I remember rightly, the Dead Northern stage is fairly open. And I think this is the one where you actually put on the sort of headsets and things like that to listen to them, which is pretty cool. So the Dark City of Gotham is unmistakably iconic, and comic creators Christian Ward, Declan Shalvey, and Jock know its Gothic streets by heart. Laura Jones joins as host. So I think that'll be quite interesting when they do like a deep dive as Gotham as almost a character. I think I've said in a few reviews that it's almost like that, but I don't think you'll be attending that one, Peter. Is it fair to say?
I'm not allowed, Andy. Declan's got a restraining order, so I'm not allowed within 50 feet of him. Sadly,
I just want you to go and sit there with a massive big moustache.
Oh God, Chris.
And what? Wow, what an image! And yes, I will. Next.
Oh, I feel slightly nauseous.
This one is 2000 AD, the Galaxy's Greatest Panel. Again on Saturday, so Saturday's going to definitely be a busy day. 4:30 to 5:30 in panel room 2 in the Queen's Suite. It's the Galaxy's Greatest Panel, home to Judge Dredd, Rogue Trooper, Strontium Dog, and more. Jock, Sean Phillips, and Garth Ennis join comics critics Kelly Kanayama to talk all things 2000 AD. So this one was really up my street as a 2000 AD reader. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but yeah, I thought with Sean Phillips being there and Jock and Garth Ennis, I thought it'd be a good one to go to.
Yeah, sounds. I'm just clocking the time, but 4:30. That's Weatherspoon's drinking time, surely. Is that?
Do you know that also passed? You know that I did think about that, and that might be the time that Ed is just getting in.
Ed will be waking up around then, won't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those were the three panels that I picked out, the ones that I thought would be most interesting. But again, it's really all dependent on how hungover everybody is, I guess.
I mean, for me personally, the first one's the one I definitely want to see. The others, if I get to them, great. But the first one is a definite go-to for me.
100%.
IG Creator Showcase.
Indeed. Neil McClements is someone on IG that I've been following for a bit, and I love his artwork. He's actually at Thought Bubble as well. So anybody that's going to Thought Bubble would be interested in getting a commission. I'm sure they'd be open to that. Just drop him a message. I thought some of this artwork style was kind of up your street as well, Peter. Absolutely. Especially some of the sort of horror.
We need to stop doing this segment, but because you're costing us too much money. Because it's just, I want it all. Do you know what I mean? I want it all.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I also want to give a shout out to Rich Watkins and all the artists that he's working with. A guy called Booker Comics. I got a message to say that he was interested in doing a Judge Dredd sort of commission and would have been interested. And I think he just posted up whilst we were on the show the work that he's done. So I'll be picking that up at Thought Bubble, and we'll do a bit of a spotlight at the next show on his stuff as well. So just a shout out to Rich and those guys there. But yeah, Neil McClements is another great artist. Some of his work is superb. No idea what his sort of commission prices are like. I can't imagine the given the quality that they would be cheap, but I'm definitely going to see if he's got an open list and see what those prices are like. But I'd love to have, especially the clown there. I think that's absolutely superb. Some of the detail on it.
Yeah, I need to calm down slightly. I think I've got not from 10 creators, but I've got 10 blank covers commissions already sorted.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I've gone a little bit. I had this silly notion in my head that if I organised them before Thought Bubble and paid for some of them before Thought Bubble, it wouldn't feel as like I'd spent as much money, if that makes sense.
Spreading the risk,
Yeah.
as it were. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I've got some crackers coming, hopefully, and then I'll pick some up. So I might check this guy out when I'm there.
I have a list of people that I want to definitely see. I'm not entirely sure how many comics I'm going to bring, just because obviously we're traveling and flying and things like that. With regards to commissions, apart from the one that I'm picking up from Rich and his guys, I haven't really decided what I'm going to get. I think I'm just going to go with the flow this year and just see what sort of interests me. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it as it gets closer. I think we're just over 3 weeks now to the weekend.
Yeah.
Just really looking forward to it now.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. Let's have a look. Connie's only coming to go to the bar. Yeah. Sorrel, what day would you recommend me coming to Tagline for comic shopping and drinks? Definitely need to experience the Weatherspoons madness.
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. Saturday's probably the best. Chris Belcool, wasn't sure if Sunday would be your drinking.
Every day
is.
is.
Sorrow.
I'm so looking forward to meeting Sorrow as well.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, we start drinking Sorrel roughly midday Friday.
Listen, I'm Thursday night, and I don't arrive there till Friday.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of stop drinking Monday morning, maybe.
The question is Sorrow any good at karaoke? Is he a good singer? Because that Sunday that we talk about will forever be in our memory of the Sunday that we completed Spotify in Weatherspoons.
In Weatherspoons, nearly got thrown out. Anyway, we've come to the end, ladies and gents. We've got some books to show off. Andy, do you want to start what off?
Yeah, I've got a fair, so it's 3 weeks and I got my stackery as well that arrived.
Do you want me to make you big? I know you.
No, it's cool. No. I'll do that. So I picked up Lee Carter, who I've got a commission from previously. I picked up Lee's art books.
Nice.
So he had these up on eBay, and as part of that, he kindly gave me some of his prints, and he also done a little sort of judge.
I love the dread
in the back.
Yeah.
So love that.
I don't want to upset you. I've not read any Rogue Trooper, I don't think.
I mean, you're lost, Peter. You're lost.
Okay. Connie is just saying...
Because you're too busy buying blind bags, that's why it
true,
is.
That is true. If there's a Rogue Trooper blind bag, I'm there, mate. Connie's just saying that she's got space in her suitcase if you want to put wee Sean in there, or send her some stuff to bring with you.
That's really kind of you. Thank you very much. I'll definitely take you up on that. Yeah, if you can get Sean to in that would be great. I do remember that brings back a memory where I had to leave off her bag, Connie's bag, in my hotel room, because she was waiting to get picked up from you when she was coming home.
Oh yes, yeah.
And she handed me this rucksack, and I'd like to think that I'm a fairly strong human being. This thing weighed an absolute ton. I had I think Sean might have been in it, to be honest with you. So, I digress. Next up, I got, speaking of Star Wars, got a nice Adam Hughes Boba Fett cover.
That's nice. I like that.
Now, we mentioned Star Wars, so whilst everybody is looking at blind bags, I'm kind of looking at all the things that have went down a little bit in price. So I picked up this little beauty. So let me go in order, actually. So this is Star Wars Legacy issue number 1. So this is a super low print third printing of this issue. This is the first full appearance of Darth Krayt, and it's the second cover appearance of Darth Talon. There was only just over 2,000 copies of this ordered worldwide. Nice. Whenever it came out, so super hard to pick up. Next one is Star Wars Legacy issue number 2. This is the first appearance of Darth Talon in the story. And then last but not least, we've got Star Wars Legacy issue number 3. Another great pickup. And I got these fairly cheap on eBay. It was a bulk buy, so I was happy with that.
Very cool. Samurai, I don't know if you've read the books yet, Andy, but Samurai's asking, where does Star Wars Legacy take place?
No idea.
Don't know, mate.
No idea, mate. No idea. Next up is Dave Stevens' cover. Yeah. So this is Comical Christmas Special issue number 1. See the Comical published books. There's some fantastic covers. I just love this book, and the fact that it was Dave Stevens, I'm sort of going down that rabbit hole of picking up some Dave Stevens covers.
Very nice.
That was in my stackery. You'll like this one. You've got this as well. I
I've
needed
got
to add
that.
this to
Love it.
my collection. So I managed to pick this up for like, I think it was like $13 in America. So I was super happy with it. Didn't come with the 3D glasses, but yeah, happy to have that in the collection.
Neither did mine, Andy. Neither did mine. But
No.
I bought. I did some research, and they were literally bog standard 3D glasses. They didn't have Brave Star printed on them, right? So I just bought some 3D glasses and stuck it in.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice one. I put this up in my IG. So this is Catwoman
nice.
Issue number 61. And this is a Danny cover. So as I put up on Instagram, I'm hoping to take this to Thought Bubble, get signed, and maybe do a little remark or something that there's prime position. This is a retailing incentive, 1 in 25. I got this from Coffee and Heroes, LCS in Belfast. I can't remember the last time if I showed this off, but I finally picked up my Demon issue.
Very cool. Yeah.
So Demon issue number 1. I think I did actually show this off last time. This is an 8.0. So I was happy with that.
Nice.
Next up, I got my Brian Bolland Amazing Heroes issue number 197, 8.5.
That's a beaut.
So probably at the start of the year, I put up 5 books on IG that I wanted to pick up. So this, along with the Brave Star, were 2 of those 5. So I just went ahead and just was, you know what, I'm going to get this, put it in my stackery, which arrived. But yeah, love this book, love it. And then I can't not, go through our pickups without showing a nice Jock cover. So this is Frank Miller's 300, issue number 1 from 2022. And it's a CBCS 9.8.
That's a nice cover. Great story, that as well. Great movie, actually.
Yeah, great movie. Absolutely great. Another Jock pickup. So I picked up the Art of Judge Dredd book, which is absolutely fantastic.
I think I mentioned to you, I'm sure I've got the comic with that cover on, and I got Jock to sign it at Thought Bubble a couple of years back.
Yeah, this was a retailing incentive for one of the local comic shops in Dublin, in fact. So yeah, this was a cover, but yeah, it's standard,
Nice.
Jock inlays. This was an interesting one. I picked this up, just a random. I don't forgive me. I don't know which country it's actually from, but it's obviously a foreign edition.
What's the text on the bat sign? Is that right? Is it right?
That's writing, yeah, from the. I'm assuming, and I don't want to offend anybody, maybe Arabic. Maybe?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
that's really.
And obviously the classic cover there. So I just thought it was a cool pickup. A little bit of Lego. I picked this up from the new Lego store that's opened up in Belfast. So this is the Luke Skywalker Rebel Pilot Brickhead. And I picked up some blockies.
Nice.
Picked up some blockies. And I picked up Soundwave blockies as well.
Lovely. Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. This is pretty interesting, this one. So Jock had done some artwork for the Wu-Tang Clan. And a company called Gas brought out a trading card. So I picked it up. That arrived in my stackery. So he done like 2 posters. He done a gloss poster, a normal sort of print poster, and then he done the trading card of this. So picked that up. And then something you might like is Mike Collins' trading card. Little Star Wars trading card.
Oh, that's nice.
Star Wars Transformers.
Yeah, I like that.
And then some 2000 AD ones, and then one of my heroes is Carla Siscara.
That's a beautiful one. I like that.
Yeah, I stuck that up in IG. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything.
Fabulous. Some great pickups there. Great pickups. Have to say, Andy, out of everything you've just shown, the Brave Star's the creme de la creme. I love that.
Creme de la creme. It's the nostalgia, isn't it? It's that nostalgia.
It is. Always. Right. I am going to make myself big, show you these. I want to start off, and I apologise, it's a while since we've done this show, a couple of weeks, so I can't remember if I've shown some of these off before. So if I have, I do apologise. But little act of kindness from an absolute star of the community, from Fuzzy Dunlop sent us this. This is Masters of the Universe Encyclopedia, Season 1, Issue number 1. Never seen this book before. Never seen this book. So absolutely love that. Evil Lyn, Beastmaster, Clawful. But I don't know who that character is in the front. So I'm looking forward to getting into this and having a little read of that. So massive thank you, Fuzzy. Really do appreciate that. And then this week, Chris Bell made us bubble. He sent us a lovely little note. And he sent us this Battle Beast Battle Cat crossover, which is absolutely first class.
So you're going to put yourself full screen and read the note now?
No, can't cry. No. So yeah, absolutely love Chris. It means the world. Thank you so much for this, pal. Really, really do it. Do love it. Yeah, just amazing. Thank you. And also, Chris, you're incredibly talented, mate. Your art is beautiful. So yeah, really, really do like that. Thank you so much. Okay, like I say, can't remember if I've showed you these before. I might have. Got these from J. Scott Campbell's web store. Never bought from that web store before. But we've got the Mary Jane with the J. Scott Campbell Marvel border in nice Mylar. So we've got Mary Jane. We've got Spidey. Do you know we were talking earlier about books you pick up, and I don't really know why. I do know why I bought these. I bought these because I wanted I like the border, yeah. And I wanted the blank. I wanted the blanks basically. So got those. I love the.
Have you got an idea of anybody who you want to get a commission done on that?
Nah, not yet. I then also picked up the signed copies. This is a bit weird. So they did it as a signed copy. So you got the MJ signed. These come with certificates of authenticity. The Spidey signed, which is quite nice. The blank signed.
Yeah, I would imagine that. I think if you were going to get someone to do a commission on that one, then they would need to incorporate something cool with the signature.
Yeah. So yeah, got those. I've got copies of this already, but with Patrick coming to Thought Bubble, I picked up a couple more copies of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, issue number 1. Gonna get that signed.
I need to get that as well.
That cover as well. I hadn't seen that one, so that's a nice one.
That's nice.
That's the kind of the storybook versions. I like those. So they're pretty cool. Bit of Trek. Star Trek Year 1 hardback. Now I got this because I've been talking to an absolutely phenomenal artist called Silvio Californo. I might have done a name butchery there, on Instagram, who's a lovely lady who did myself and James Keegan some commissions last year. She did that brilliant double page spread zombie one, and I've got some commissions coming from her this year as well. And just happened to be chatting with her, and she mentioned that she'd done some artwork for Star Trek and that it was out in this book. So I've picked up the book, had a quick flick through. Her work in it is phenomenal. It's got this lovely big opening page there, so I'm going to take this to Thought Bubble, get her to sign it. I might even see if she's got time to do a bit of a sketch on it as well for us. We'll see.
Nice.
So that's a nice book. Yeah, I've then picked up some books for Garth Ennis, one of my favourite writers. This is a one that was a little bit pricey. It's a little bit dirty, but Garth Ennis, great writer. I remember reading this back in the day. This is first edition of the Pro. If you've not read this is a really cool story about a prostitute who's given superhuman powers, basically, and joins a version of like the Justice League. There's a very interesting scene where she's on her knees with Superman, which is pretty cool. Have you read this one, Andy?
I haven't, no, but it sounds interesting.
It's hilarious. It's well worth reading.
That looks a great nick as well, that book.
Yeah,
it's a black cover. Yeah,
it's lush. So I'm going to get Garth to sign that, and I'll probably get that one graded, actually, because I am a big fan of the book. I won't get all of these signed, but again, work by Garth Ennis. This is a phenomenal little run.
Amazing.
This is Thor, Vikings, just batshit crazy.
Glenn Fabry artwork as well in the front.
Yeah, just covers. Stunning. So I'll get this one signed, but one of my all-time favourite Thor covers, where is it? Yeah, dead simple, but it's just stunning, is that. I absolutely love that. If you've not read this series, it's basically a cursed team of Vikings come back to modern era and fight Thor, and it's brutal beyond belief. Charlie Adler is going to be at good old Thought Bubble, so I thought I would pick up this one. I've not read this one. This is Vampire State Building.
Yeah, I've read it. It's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the cover. Cover. So give that one a go. Again, Garth Ennis is there, so bit of a classic. We've gone for The Boys, issue number 1.
These are going to be great in the giveaway box, so yeah.
Oh, it's superb, yeah. So yeah, we'll go for that. Oh, look at this. I've got a graded copy of this, but just stunning. We've got a bit of Judgment on Gotham.
Oh, I love that. What a book.
Yeah. Can't remember why I bought this. It's one of them. One of them's at Thorpe.
Yeah, it's Simon.
Oh, Simon Bisley, sorry. Yeah. So Simon Bisley is at Thorpe.
John's there as well. John's Wagner's there.
Oh, is he? Oh,
I think so.
Oh, I got a double signed. One of my favourite stories, this. Absolutely love this book. This was probably my first introduction to Judge Dredd, to be honest. And
right,
Judge
okay.
Death.
Get a light blue paint pen for that.
Yeah.
And just above Batman's head there, see that black spot in the back? Yeah. That's where to get it signed.
That's a good idea. But yeah, love that book. Love that book. Speaking of Bisley, got that. Bisley's
I've got that. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Give that one a go. And then I've not seen this before. So this is the, I think, hard to come by limited edition, platinum edition. But this is again Bisley, Aliens. So I just love that image of the xenomorph. Haven't seen this one before. So there's a couple of different versions of this. This is the, like I say, the platinum version.
A white paint pen for that one would absolutely. Oh, that'd be great.
So yeah.
Nice.
Very, very cool.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my pickups. Now. Oh,
nice.
I've lost you. Where have you gone? There you are. Hello. Before we go, Chris asked a question in the chat. Chris, if I'm phrasing it correctly, I believe it was best Greg's item. So, ladies and gents in the chat, stick in the comments what you think the best item at Greg's is. I'm going to start you off. It's very simple. You cannot go wrong with a steak bake. There you go. Said it. Tasty, juicy, succulent. Nice,
what about the steak bake?
nice chunks of beef. But I split. You see, I am gonna be honest here. Even though I'm salivating, even though I do love a Greg's, do you know what pisses us off? Surely to God, they've found a function that will keep the products warm. Because if you go to Greg's and you get like a cheese pasty and it's hot, it's cracking. Every day's a winner. But if you go and it's been out for half an hour, it's stone cold. That's not right. Who wants to eat a stone cold cheese pasty or steak bake?
Whoa, we'll set you off there, Peter, haven't we? This is like...
You've awoken a sleeping giant, I tell you. If there's one thing I know, it's Greg's. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're American colleagues are chiming in here. Greg's is a purveyor of baked goods. So they sell in the UK sausage rolls, pasties, meat pasties. So things with pastry, flaky pastry. They also do cakes and cookies.
There's more meat in a cucumber.
So Andy, before we go to the chat, what's your favourite pickup from a Greg's?
Easy, yum yum.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Describe a yum yum to the people at home.
It's like a long pastry with icing on surrounding it, and it's delectable. And if you can eat it in one, then
I could eat it in one. I'm a talented guy.
let's put that to the test. Hashtag content.
Next show, me and Andy deep throating yum yums. I think we could do that.
My calorie controlled diet? I don't think so, Peter. How dare you?
Okay, let's see what the chat are saying. Just before we do that, I don't think I'm bringing a single book with me to Thought Bubble. All my comics are in storage in someone's loft because I'm homeless in Belfast now. So I'm just coming for the crack. Oh, so when you say you're homeless, Connie, are you on the streets? What do you mean you're homeless? I hope you've got somewhere nice and tidy to stay. Chris, an iced split. It's a bit boring, an iced split, isn't it? Not that I'm.
Chris,
Not that I'm.
Chris, I'll be
not-
honest. I thought better. To be honest.
Yeah, not that we're Greg. Not that we're Greg's shaming you, Chris. But really, it's just a hot dog bun with a bit of icing on it, isn't it? An ice split. Yeah. Kev, what's a Greg's?
Not his best comment.
I've never been to Greg's. Dan, sausage, bean, cheese, bake. Ooh, that's
Filthy. Absolute filth. That damn.
a breakfast baguette. You can't go wrong with a Greg's bacon sandwich and cup of tea for the value and the price. The item I eat the most of is a vegan sausage roll. But the item I do the most is probably the steak bake. Yeah, I quite like the vegan sausage rolls. Not bad at all, to be honest.
Is that a vegan steak bake?
Not that I've seen. I don't think so. It would just be a bake, wouldn't it?
A bake bake.
Bake, yeah. Fuzzy sausage roll, traditional, honest, ergonomic, slightly phallic, fucking glorious. Yeah, I like it.
That's Fuzzy's LinkedIn message.
Yeah. Joshy boy, pizza slices are underrated. They are, you're right. And tell you what, man, Greg's do a good donut as well. Greg's do a good donut. Sounds delicious. It is. It's an.
Do you know who
icon
do a
right
good
here.
donut? Sainsbury's.
Yes. Yeah.
If you can eat a Sainsbury's donut with it licking your lips, then you're a better man than me, Peter.
I had a Tim Hortons or something. It is. Bad.
You're so posh.
Not good.
You're so
Not good.
posh.
I had a voucher or something for it. It was shite. Surely there's 5 million Gregs 5 seconds from your house, because there's 5 million from my house. You just have to, you can't move. You can't move without a Greg's. Just go to another one to get a hot. I'm not touring the north east, sticking me fingers in steak bakes just to check the temperature.
Well, hashtag content.
Hashtag content, yeah, a video of that kind of. Now, I like a pizza slice to eat on the sly before I go home with.
Oh, a sneaky
I do,
slice.
I do that, Chris. I do that. If I sent it to Greg's, I do buy an additional bakery item for myself to eat in the car, and then I pretend I haven't had it, obviously. That's why I am the physique I am. Sausage, bean, and cheese. We're going to be here another 2 hours discussing this one.
Buckle in.
Always, sausage rolls aren't really a thing in America. I've seen a lot of people. We'll have to get Efren a sausage roll when he's over next. Who's yum? Oh, ABZ chicken and chorizo pie. Wow. You're geek posh. You're posh.
Continental. He's pure continental.
Go yonder with fuckery amateurs. Don't think he's like him calling out and he's iced split. Stay with my siblings. I'm the aunt who lives abroad who comes home from babysit every afternoon. I'm fully basically enjoying it. So are you the cool aunt, Connie? I bet you are. There is a vegan steak bake. It's actually dead on. Sainsbury's.
It's like one step down from Waitrose.
It is. Okie dokie. Ladies and gents, thank you so much. We've had loads of people in the chat tonight. 20 odd people watching. Really do thank you. Andy, always a pleasure, mate. I'm not sure of the timing. Will we work in another one of these shows before we go to Thought Bubble?
Yeah, we've got the show in 2 weeks' time, which will be the week before Thought Bubble.
Okay, good stuff. So look forward to that. Thank you so much to everybody that's been in the chat. We really do appreciate you stopping by and watching. And we'll catch you next time. Don't forget, we're going to be reading Saga issue 1 to 6. So if you want to read along with that, make sure you have a read of it. And also, if there's any books that come out, regular books that come out over the next few weeks that you think are worthy adding to a pull list, send us a note and let us know, and we'll try and get them read as well and give them a go. But for now, that's your whack. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
The curtains close, it's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun, and hit like, subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you, from Triple G and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now, that's your whack. Yeah, that's your whack.